Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to part 3 of my Superman cartoon reviews. We started this series by looking at the Great Fleischer Studios shorts, then moved on to the New Adventures of Superman, and as promised last time, we're moving on now to Hanna-Barbera's turn with the character in the iconic cartoon series Superfriends. This is a special entry for me, for it's the first cartoon in this series that I was alive for, and I have vivid memories of it. The series ran on ABC's Saturday morning lineup from 1973 to 1986. It went through a number of changes, both to the title and to the lineup. It was sometimes called the Challenge of the Super Friends, and it ended with the title The Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians. The show is often remembered for its campy feel, but for those of us who grew up with the series, it epitomized the values and the fun we expected from our Justice League of America. Learning from the response to the New Adventures of Superman, Hanna-Barbera toned down the violence and instead focused on teamwork and whimsical plots. They even opted for the more child-friendly title Super Friends, though the heroes do still occasionally refer to themselves as the Justice League. The change didn't last beyond the series, but many of the show's alterations and additions did become stalwarts of the Justice League mythos. Let's begin with characters. Though 5 core heroes remain throughout the series, Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman and Aquaman, other beloved, obscure, and in some cases newly created characters came and went from the team. Green Lantern, Flash, Hawkman, and other popular characters made frequent appearances, and the show was many people's first introduction to heroes like Green Arrow, Cyborg, or Plastic Man. Of the characters created specifically for the show, many went on to inspire incarnations in the comics and other media as well, such as Apache Chief, Samurai, and Black Vulcan. Perhaps the most famous of the peripheral characters, though, are the Wonder Twins. From the Scooby-Doo gang to Jabberjaws to Josie and the Pussycats, Hanna-Barbera had learned that teenage heroes spell success. So they added teen sidekicks to the Justice League lineup. The first were from Hanna-Barbera's usual template: the Shaggy-like Marvin and the Daphne-like Wendy, and their pet Wonder Dog, were more comic relief mascots than sidekicks. By 1977, it was apparent that this teenage fan club didn't gel with the Justice League stories. Often they had to be pasted over the plot. Unlike Space Ghosts Jan and Jace, Marvin and Wendy possessed no superpowers or special tech or abilities to aid the team. So though Marvin and Wendy and Wonder Dog have been adapted for later cartoons and comic, in 1975 they were replaced in the Super Friends series with Zan and Jaina, the Wonder Twins. As extraterrestrial twins and teenage superheroes in training, Zan and Jaina provided the Hanna-Barbera teen appeal, but fit in better with the superhero stories. Their powers, though kooky, were iconic, and have been referenced in popular culture ever since. By bumping fists and reciting Wonder Twin powers activate, Jaina could take the form of an animal, and Zan could take the form of water. That's right, water. Gas, ice, liquid, any form of water. Believe it or not, though, the plots made it work. He might turn into a puddle to slip up a monster, or a cage of icicles to hold a villain until backup arrived. And the Wonder Twins too have survived into the comics and further incarnations. The most notable one is perhaps their guest appearance on Smallville, when Zan turned into a thick fog to shield Clark from sight as he saved Lois dangling from a building. Aside from the fun new characters, the show also gave us the Hall of Justice, the Justice League's headquarters. And it gave us the Legion of Doom, featuring different villains of separate heroes banding together episode to episode. Led by Lex Luthor, they included Brainiac, Bizarro, Solomon Grundy, Riddler, Scarecrow, Giganta, Cheetah, Black Manta, and more. Both the Hall of Justice and the Legion of Doom have also continued into other formats, like the late great Young Justice series. What is also surprising about Super Friends is the stellar voice cast. Shannon Farnan as Wonder Woman, Ted Knight's stint as the narrator, and I still hear Casey Kasem's voice whenever I read Robin's speech balloons in old Batman and Robin comics. We can't forget, though, Danny Dark's iconic take on Superman. Bud Collyer left a large pair of shoes to fill, but Danny Dark maintained the deep vibrato while adding what many felt was a more human and less sensationalized feel to Superman. And he still took the cue from Collyer to step into a higher register for Clark Kent. Dark is still the definitive Superman voice actor for many fans, and at least a deeply respected one by others. In the show's final phase, when it went under the Galactic Guardians title, it began to deal with more in-depth and more dramatic subject matter. Firestorm and Cyborg were introduced to the team, allowing for teenage melodrama that Robin had never been allowed to develop. The series even featured a Death of Superman episode long before DC Comics editors began pondering the idea. Despite the more dramatic turn the show took before its cancellation, most people still remember it for the Wonder Twin antics or the PSAs given by Superman, Wonder Woman, and the gang for transitions to commercial breaks. In other words, the campiness. In our current cultural moment that arbitrarily privileges the more serious or realistic, Superfriends is woefully undervalued by many. To those who find it too campy or just for kids, I invite them to do one of two things. First of all, shut out the world so that it's just you and your TV, or computer if that's how you watch. Leave all of your cares outside the door for an hour. Pour yourself a large bowl of sugary cereal and turn on an episode. If you think Superfriends is child stuff, then suspend your disbelief just like you did when you were a child and watch one episode. You can do it for 1 hour, it won't kill you. When you stop looking for realism and moral ambiguity, you may find something you didn't know you had lost. A sense of childlike wonder and fun. That's the appeal of Superfriends, and we never grow out of our need for it. But if you or someone you know is far too hardened to give the show such a try, there is still hope. I recommend reading the graphic novel Justice by Alex Ross and Jim Krueger. Perhaps best known by DC fans for Kingdom Come, Alex Ross saved his best work for Justice. He states in the introduction that the story is an homage to the Superfriends series he loved so much as a child. But this book is far from kid stuff. The stakes are real and the drama is high, but Ross and Krueger have distilled all of the charm and fun of the Superfriends and placed it into their story of the Justice League, overcoming the diabolical schemes of the Legion of Doom. Join me next weekend here as we'll take a look at the Ruby Spears Superman series, featuring an interview with voice director and Lois Lane herself, Jenny McSwain. Until then, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the superhero stories you love. Thanks for watching.